welcome you into the Convocation Center on the campus of Ohio University here in Athens, Ohio. Getting ready for our second district semifinal here this afternoon. Minford and Fairland coming up next. Dewey and John Bruce along with you. Glad to have you with us, John. A pretty exciting start to our day. An interesting outcome in the Portsmouth Northwest game, and here for our third game here, North Adams and Ironton coming up a bit later on. Of course, the winner of this contest will play the winner of North Adams and Ironton.
Yeah, it's going to take a lot for one of these teams to top what Northwest just did in that last game. A 71-49 thrashing of Portsmouth that I don't think anyone saw coming. Like, maybe some people probably predicted that Northwest would win. Coach Matt Payton from, Portsmouth Notre Dame, he said it in the pregame to me and Derek Webb over there, dropping them everywhere. And me and Derek were like, oh, really? He's like, yeah. And, oh, man, he was right. Just absolute thrashing. Very impressive showing from the Mohawks tonight. We got a big one here.
Minford comes in tonight's contest with the 2 seed in the Southeast District Tournament, 18-4 on the season, 8-3 in the SOC 3, a 69-40 win over Nelsonville York down at Jackson. I guess where we're at, over at Jackson last Saturday. They've won 5 straight.
It's kind of over at Jackson for there, too. Like, that's not very far from Minford. They're all on 139, yeah.
Fairland comes in 16-8, 9-5 out of the Ohio Valley Conference, drawing the 7th seed in the tournament, taking down Belpre in the sectional final on February 23rd. Now their final regular season game coming on February 27th. An overtime loss to Wheelersburg, who we saw earlier tonight.
Yeah, and I watched a little bit of that. It was a pretty wild finish, and credit to Wheelersburg, gave up a late basket, but for some reason Fairland didn't get back and just threw a ball ahead and got a layup, and that's how the Berg finished their regular season with a win. And we saw what we thought was going to be their last regular season game in a nail-biter where Noah Markham knocked down a shot with about 7 seconds left to beat Eastern Brown. You can go back and watch it on our YouTube page, or you can check it out on Shorts on YouTube as well.
When you look at the history for both teams in the district tournament, more or less polar opposites. For Fairland, they have 10 district titles, 15 straight seasons with a win in the tournament. Of course, for Fairland, winning a district title 2 seasons ago over South Point, who, of course, would go on to the district final a year later and win their first since 1990. And then for Minford, 7-15 all-time in the district tournament. Haven't won a district title since 1995, falling to North Adams last season in the district tournament. A potential rematch on the horizon as North Adams and Ironton square off later tonight. For Minford, 4-11 all-time at the Convo.
Yeah, it's just been kind of a bugaboo for Minford going back to that 1995 season where they had knocked off Wheelersburg during the regular season and lost to them in the regional final, and they've kind of been a struggle since then for them here at the Convocation Center. And last year they were the heavy favorite after they kind of put it on North Adams during the regular season, and North Adams completely flipped the switch there. And for Minford, it's kind of shaking off some of those ghosts from last year as they did not play well here. They had a late injury to Joe Hanna in that game. And after that, it's just they really struggled to get going. One big thing for Minford in the lineup tonight will be Troy Rhodes after he was not even dressed for that game last week against Nelsonville York. And they got off to a slow start in that. Lost the first quarter there and then really turned it on after that. But they've got an absolute 3-headed monster. Not a ton of depth for Minford, but anytime you can throw out Miles Montgomery, Jackson Shoemaker, and Bennett Kaiser, you're going to have a chance to win any game on your schedule, and they've done that for the most part over the last 2 seasons. For Fairland, ton of guards. Just a bunch of really talented guards for Fairland. Will Davis, Chase Allen, over 1,000-point scorer, and Brody Buchanan. Those 3 can all really go get it. Trevor Locko played well over at Eastern Brown when we got to see him. Noah Markham hit that huge shot. Keegan Smith really gets down defensively. For me, Keegan Smith, Noah Markham are going to have to play big tonight because you've got the duo of Jackson Shoemaker, Bennett Kaiser that kind of dwarfed them in size. So those two really had to hit the glass hard, had to play excellent defense, really to give the Dragons a chance to let those guards kind of cook on the outside and maybe take advantage of some mismatches defensively that Minford may have.
Looking at the starters for both squads here tonight for the Falcons, it'll be Troy Rhodes back in the lineup after an absence, as you mentioned, against Nelsonville York, a 6'2 senior. Number 10, Miles Montgomery, a District 14 first-team selection, a 5'10 junior for Coach Shoemaker. 5'10 senior, number 11, Jeff Pica. District 14 third-team selection, Jackson Shoemaker, alongside number 41, Bennett Kaiser, a fellow District 14 first-team selection, along with Montgomery. Now for the Dragons, it'll be number 0, a 6'2 senior, Will Davis. A District 13 first-team selection, a 5'9 senior, number 1, Chase Allen. Number 11, Noah Markham. Number 13, Keegan Smith. And a fellow Division III first-team selection, Brody Buchanan, a 5'10 junior.
Yeah, it's a dynamic attack for Fairland. They haven't been great defensively, and that's kind of what Coach Speed's teams have always kind of hung their hat on. Like, hey, we can really score, but we're also going to lock you down when we need to. And that's kind of been why they've had some of the losses this year, giving up a lot of points. But, man, they can really fill it up at a high level. And kind of the same goes for Minford. Maybe a little better defensively for Minford, but at the same time, not as good as they were last year, which has led them to the third-place finish in the SOC 3. And then also, third place finish would still be in the 2 seed in the Southeast District. Just goes to show you how talented that SOC 3 was in the first year for that new conference. Our officials tonight will be Kyle Gilmore, David Hopkins, and Drew Dolatel, with Pat Flores as the reserve official. Hopefully we don't have to see him, because that means we've got an injury to an official, and you never want to see that. I did once see an official pull a hammy in a game down at Ripley, believe it or not. The only game I've ever been to at Ripley. Saw an official pull a hammy. They went about 5 minutes of game time until they were able to get one of the JV officials to be back in uniform to call the rest of that game.
Starters being introduced tonight. I know we've sort of gone over what we expect to see tonight, but some keys for either Fairland or Minford to jump out in front early in tonight's district semifinal.
I think the big thing for Fairland's going to be control of the glass. Minford has a good size advantage on that, so it's going to be difficult for them to control the glass like the Falcons can. But if Fairland can control the glass, that's going to really limit Minford offensively. In my opinion, for Minford, they've got to get Miles Montgomery going downhill, getting to the basket, then crashing the glass with the others. Because when Montgomery settles from the outside, yes, he can knock down the shots. But like last year here at the Convo, if you look at the state of Ohio, he was shooting them from, Cleveland almost when you look at the state. So if he's going downhill, getting to the basket, that makes everything easier for their group and really makes them much more dynamic offensively, in my opinion. Should be a fun one.
It's time to rock and roll in the Congo.
Lou Horvath getting everybody ready for tonight's district semifinal. Falcons and Dragons.
Yeah, if you want to check out our earlier game, check out it on YouTube, and we've also got a couple shorts up from that game as well. So,
Kaiser and Markham to the center circle. Both teams ready to go. Tip-off is underway from the Convocation Center. First possession of the night. We'll go with the Falcons. Montgomery off the screen, driving up with the right hand. Scoop layup is good for Miles Montgomery.
And that's what I mean. When Montgomery gets to the hole, he's very dynamic. And that's going to only open things up for him shooting-wise throughout the game as well.
Falcons now down. Check that. Dragons now down for their first trip on the offensive side tonight. Keegan Smith penetrates. Baseline find to Markham, who kicks it back out to Chase Allen. Allen feeding underneath to Markham, poked out of bounds by Shoemaker. Will stay on this end with the Dragons.
Yeah, if Minford's able to lock in for 32 minutes defensively, I'm not sure if there's a more talented team overall. It's just on that defensive end has been kind of their bugaboo this year.
Deep three, right side of the floor for Chase Allen, won't go. Offensive rebound for Buchanan. Now Buchanan from the same spot can't get it there.
Yeah, and that's kind of something we mentioned in the earlier game. Got to make sure you get to the white line and then go back, because the white line is the typical three-point line. It is, once again, in much better shape than it was for the D4 games the other night. So kudos to the Ohio University staff for getting that corrected.
Fairland comes up empty on their first trip on the offensive side. 2-0 lead for Minford. Shoemaker backing down underneath, can't get it to go, off the backboard. Rebound, Keegan Smith.
Really good help side defense there by Keegan Smith as soon as Shoemaker turned.
Allen pulls up from 15 off the front iron. Offensive rebound, Noah Markham. Markham inside, rejected by Kaiser. Kaiser corrals the loose ball. Falcons take over. Montgomery driving far sideline with the left hand, can't get it to go. Rebound, Allen.
Good job forcing him to go to that left hand instead of his traditional right there by Buchanan.
Davis now puts it on the floor. Short range jumper, in and out. Rebound, Jeff Pica.
Yeah, just not able to get anything to fall so far for the Dragons, but gotten a couple good looks. 0 for 5.
Entry pass to Kaiser. He pulls up from the free throw line off the front iron. Buchanan brings down the rebound for the Dragons. Pushed ahead, Markham off the backboard. Dragons are on the board.
That's what you got to do. You got to push the ball if you're Fairland, and there's nobody better in the Southeast District at pushing the ball than Brody Buchanan.
Montgomery drives through contact, can't get it to go.
In my opinion, this is when Miles Montgomery is so hard to stop, is whenever he gets going, because his first step is absolutely disgusting. Very good first step. He's very strong. Once he gets that first step on you, you're in trouble defensively, as they have been on a couple possessions in a row.
Entry pass, top of the key. Pica can't connect from downtown. Rebound, Davis. Davis now taking it all the way. Dragons out in front, 4-2.
Davis also, to go along with that crossover, has a really nice spin move, so I look to see him using that later on, but really nice crossover to get to the rim and finish over two taller defenders.
Troy Rhodes on the top of the key now, feed near side to Kaiser. Tipped out of bounds by Davis. It'll stay on this end with Minford.
A little slow offensively so far for both teams, but I like the defensive intensity that we've seen. And I mean, when the teams are getting good looks, just at some point you're going to start to knock them down.
Jackson Shoemaker sent to inbound near side into Montgomery. Montgomery feeds to Shoemaker, top of the key three, can't connect. Offensive rebound, Kaiser, his putback is good.
And that's what Bennett Kaiser does better than anyone in the Southeast District, is crash the offensive glass without fouling.
Knotted up at 4 apiece. Buchanan driving baseline, cut off by Rhodes. Markham feeding inside to Smith. It's taken away by Jeff Pica. Foul on the floor. It'll be on Keegan Smith.
Pica very strong, able to take that ball away and then draw the contact from Smith to get the foul. Second team foul already on the Dragons.
Bryson Hunt checks in for the Dragons. Full court pressure for Fairland.
Jackson Shoemaker got to make sure he gets set on that.
Entry pass right side to Rhodes. Off target and out of bounds. Dragons take over halfway through the opening quarter of play. Slow start offensively to get things going tonight for both squads through the first 4 minutes.
Took until about the third quarter of game one for the slow offensive action to happen. Glad to get it out of the way early.
Now back to Davis, top of the key. Davis down the lane with the right hand, can't connect, rebound Shoemaker. Montgomery pushes it up the far sideline to Troy Rhodes, steps inside the arc, 2-point basket is good.
Nice job going with the right to left and then pull up. Nice job there from Troy Rhodes. His first shot in a couple weeks, knocks it down from about 18 feet.
Now Buchanan the other way from downtown, can't get it to go, rebound Kaiser.
Still a good look.
Montgomery pushes it up the floor the other way, kick to Rhodes, corner three, can't connect. Allen brings down the rebound for the Dragons, pushing it up the far sideline, Troy Rhodes takes it away. Now Kaiser into the paint, up with the right hand, off the glass, won't go. Bryson Hunt the rebound for the Dragons. Fairland now on the offensive attack. Chase Allen can't connect from way downtown. Jackson Shoemaker the rebound.
It's just a little too quick on the shot there. I mean, try to run your stuff a little bit, get a little closer in on your shot.
Kaiser feeding underneath the Shoemaker. One pump, second attempt is good off the backboard. 8-4 lead for the Falcons. 30-second timeout for Coach Nathan Speed.
Yeah, that high-low action really makes them difficult to stop because Kaiser elevates as well whenever he dumps that ball in. And Jackson Shoemaker will pump fake you until you get off your feet. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen a kid pump fake as much, especially at 6'4" and being as strong as he is. But he waits until his defenders get up in the air, goes through a little contact, but he's so strong that he's able to finish. Nice work there by the two bigs for the Falcons.
First time out tonight for either team, 4 remaining for the Dragons. Coach Shoemaker hanging on to all 5 with 2:33 to go in the first, an 8-4 lead. For the Falcons in the 3rd district semifinal tonight, winner will move on to the district final next Saturday night, 6 p.m. They'll take on either the Green Devils of North Adams or the Ironton Fighting Tigers in a district final.
It's going to be a two-name team no matter what. 2 for 10 so far for Fairland. We just had a computer turn off.
Chase Allen feeds to Hunt. Underneath, triple team, kicks it out. Left side three on the way, won't go. For Keegan Smith, rebound Shoemaker. Montgomery now the other way, top of the key, Shoemaker puts up a 3 off the mark, rebound Buchanan. Both teams without a make from beyond the arc thus far. Will Davis fires one up on the other end, can't get it to go. Kate Glockner checking in for the Falcons during the timeout. In for Troy Rhodes. Pika feeding underneath the Kaiser, skip pass, Glockner right side, 3, can't connect. Rebound Bryson Hunt. Brody Buchanan way downtown, puts it in.
Yeah, he wasn't getting any closer. So he finally just knocks one down. His first 3 points of the night for Buchanan. And if that opens him up for the mid-range game, watch out for the Dragons.
Buchanan's deep 3 cuts the Falcons' lead down to 1 as Will Davis picks up the foul around half court.
Say about Lima. It's nice that the state of Ohio is so big on the court here because then you can make geographical references that no one's going to understand.
Peyton Jackson checking in for the Dragons. 1:03 to go in the quarter. Kaiser looking underneath for Shoemaker, off the mark and out of bounds. Dragons take over.
Got to take a little bit more time on that because Shoemaker kind of was out of position. He was going to reposition, but just too quick on the entry pass there from Kaiser.
Falcons by 1, less than a minute to go in the first. Left side, Allen brings it into the paint, hands it off to Keegan Smith, who backs it out. Now Jackson right corner, right wing with Allen. Dragons continue to move the ball around the top of the key. Keegan Smith called for the travel on the left side of the floor. Turns it back over to Minford.
Three turnovers now for the Dragons here in the first quarter to 2 for Minford. I mean, it's still only 8-7, which just means we've had a whole lot of missed shots so far.
Dragons 23% from the field. Minford a little under 31. Troy Rhodes back into the contest for the Falcons and for Jackson Shoemaker. 18 ticks to go, Minford by 1. Entry pass left side to Pika.
Walk.
Now Rhodes, right side of the floor, called for a travel. Nine seconds left in the first. Dragons take over. Buchanan up the far sideline, hands it off to Allen. Allen, step back corner three, buries the shot, and that'll send us to the second quarter with a 10-8 Dragon lead. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Everyone, Mike Glockner.
I'm Brandon Callahan.
Of the all-new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Service Center in Portsmouth, Ohio. We have a $39.95 oil change special going on right now. That includes a free tire rotation and free multi-point inspection. Schedule your appointment online at GlocknerCDJR@Portsmouth.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place. And 3 years since he and his team at OhioHealth left cancer in the dust.
Eight minutes in. Big shot from Chase Allen to end the opening quarter of play. A 10-8 lead for Fairland as we head to quarter number 2.
Sorry for interrupting, but first lead of the game for the Dragons. Big shot from Chase Allen as I believe Troy Rhodes was coming out. He had to kind of rainbow it and hit nothing but the bottom of the net.
Dragons now with the first possession on the offensive side. Brody Buchanan lays it up and in off the glass.
One of the things we saw when they played Eastern Brown was how well they closed quarters.
Montgomery the other way, through contact, gets it to go.
Miles didn't care about that as he goes through some contact. Good no call, though, because he kind of brought the contact onto himself there. 4 points now for Miles Montgomery.
Allen drives as Jackson Shoemaker will pick up the foul just inside the free throw line.
Jackson Shoemaker with that foul. That's his first. First of the second period.
I believe that is the first foul of the game for the mighty Minford Falcons.
Dragons move it around to the right wing. Allen drives inside, kicks it out. Buchanan steps inside the arc. Left-handed floater is good.
4 quick points for Brody Buchanan. Give him 7 here early in the second quarter.
Shoemaker feeding underneath to Kaiser. Can't finish on the other end of the pass. Ball trickles out of bounds. Last touching the Dragons, who will stay on this end with Minford.
Yeah, good lob inside. Just can't get it to fall, but crashing the offensive glass makes it really difficult for the Dragons to pull down that board, so you get another chance.
Will Davis back in as Kaiser feeding underneath to Shoemaker. Pumps one, second attempt, gets it to go, and the foul.
Nice job there by Jackson Shoemaker. Once again, he's going to pump until he gets you either in the air or leaning in. Ends up getting the contact on his way up, drawing the foul on Markham.
He's replaced on the court by Peyton Jackson.
Trevor Locko also checking in for the Dragons as Peyton Jackson re-enters as well as Jackson Shoemaker completes the three-point play.
They played the wrong sound. They just played the game over sound and not the coin. Let's go, OU. You're better than that.
Buchanan brings it out of the left corner, now top of the key with Locko. Right side, Will Davis.
So Keegan Smith very open on the backside, but I think pretty smart for Will Davis because that was going to take a heck of a pass to thread through there. Yeah, the first trip into the zone for the Falcons. Fairland trying to figure out the best spot to attack this.
Less than 6 minutes to go in the first half. 14-13 lead for Fairland. Taking their time against this zone. Now Locko left side.
Yeah, the shooters are about to come back in for Fairland.
Smith skip pass to Davis. Into the corner, Buchanan fires up a three, won't go. Davis the offensive rebound for the Dragons. Right back to Buchanan, right side three, yes.
Brody Buchanan, he said, don't say I'm not a shooter, as he knocks down his second triple of the game. He's 2 for 5 now from outside the arc. Give him 10 points.
Falcons now trailing by 4. A little over 5 minutes to go. Kaiser driving, spinning, inside. As we have a whistle on the floor, it'll be on the Dragons. Baseline out of bounds play coming up from Minford.
Foul on Peyton Jackson. Just a little too physical in there. Picks up his first foul. Second on the team this quarter.
Montgomery inbounds to Kaiser, right back to Montgomery. Montgomery off the screen, driving baseline, dishes it off to Shoemaker. Shot is too strong off the glass, rebound Keegan Smith. Locko double teamed on the far sideline, gets it out to Smith. Pass near side to Allen, nearly gets away from the 5'9" senior. Locko, left side three, can't connect. Offensive rebound for Davis, out to Allen, puts up a three, won't go. Jeff Pica the rebound for Minford.
Couple of good looks there for the Dragons, just unable to get it to fall.
Way downtown, Montgomery buries the triple.
Yeah, that's going to make him even harder to guard at this point, because if he's going to knock down the triple, you know, what are you going to do? Are you going to give him an extra step, and then he can knock down another one, or are you going to get up on him, and then that's when he can blow by you? 7 now for Montgomery.
Smith feeding underneath to Markham. Trapped in the corner, gets it out to Allen. Short range jumper on the way, rolls around and in.
Shooter's touch there for Chase Allen. He's got 5.
19-16 lead for the Dragons. Entry pass to Kaiser, right back to Montgomery, right side three, off the back iron, rebound Davis. Davis brings it up the floor, what a find, inside to Keegan Smith. His shot off the backboard is good, timeout Minford.
Gross pass by Will Davis right there.
First timeout of the afternoon for the Falcons. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
It's actually a 30, so we'll keep it here. But yeah, really nice pass there by Will Davis. He's got 4 rebounds, 3 assists so far. He's only got 2 points, but man, he's passed the ball really well. And that pass, I don't know how that didn't get Jeff Pica in the back of the head on the way through. Biggest lead of the game so far for Fairland at 5 points. Just the Dragons playing really well so far.
First time out of the afternoon for the Falcons. Good Guys Radio TV getting Set up to our right, they'll have the North Adams Ironton game coming up after the conclusion of our game between Minford and Fairland.
Yeah, make sure you check out their channel as well. Yeah, Fairland started off 2 for 12 shooting. They're 5 of 8 in this quarter, which has given them the lead.
Montgomery driving on the other end, loses the handle, regains. Tough defense from Buchanan. Kaiser now drives, fading away from 15, in and out. Rebound, Keegan Smith. Buchanan brings it across the timeline for the Dragons. Feed underneath, Davis up and under, rejected by Kaiser. Offensive rebound, Bryson Hunt. Now Allen pulling up from 10 feet, can't connect. Rebound, Pika. Pika pushes it up to Glockner along the far sideline. Right back to Pika, now Montgomery. Off the screen, Montgomery is fouled by Will Davis.
It's going to be his second. So we may see him sit for the last 2:27 of the half. Even with only 2 points, having a big impact for Will Davis so far in this game.
Noah Markham back in for the Dragons. Feed underneath to Shoemaker, poked away by Keegan Smith as Montgomery picks up the foul.
Yeah, good job by Keegan Smith just getting a hand on that ball, as it was going to be, he's going to get the ball deep defensively, going to be a tough place to defend, but a really good job of not fouling by Smith, just reaching around, getting a hand on it.
First foul of the afternoon for Miles Montgomery.
2 now on the Falcons for the quarter.
5-point lead for Fairland, 2:12 to go in the quarter. Feed to Smith, stepping through, called for the travel.
I don't know. I thought it was okay, but I also was a guard, so I don't really know the big man footwork moves. All I know is I had a coach growing up that taught us a move similar to that, said, it's not a travel. They'll call it as travel, but it's not travel. Which means it's a travel.
2 minutes left before the break. 21-16 lead for Minford. Kaiser from the free throw line. Glockner left side. Offensive foul on the Falcons.
Yeah, and that's Shoemaker, like most bigs, won't just stay still on the screen, as he could have gotten called for an illegal screen earlier in the game. Does it right there once again. Gets dinged on at that time.
5-point lead for the Dragons. They take over with 1:40 left in the quarter. Right side, Keegan Smith fires up a triple. Can't connect. Montgomery the rebound. Falcons with numbers the other way. Montgomery passing to Kaiser. His shot off the glass is good.
Great recovery by Bennett Kaiser on that. Cuts the lead back down to 3.
Markham pumps on the 3, drives inside, cut off by Shoemaker. Allen now. Loses the handle, tough defense from Glockner. As he comes away with the steal, foul will be on Fairland's Chase Allen.
Yeah, like you said, nice job defensively there by Cade Glockner. He's able to get possession. And then Chase Allen just diving for the ball, gets called for the foul. Just kind of one of those things. But the good thing is that's only 4 now on the Dragons, so it doesn't lead to free throws on the other end.
Montgomery, right side 3, off the screen, off the mark. Keegan Smith the rebound for the Dragons. 43 seconds to go in the quarter. Buchanan backs it out, potentially looking for a last shot here in quarter number 2.
Yeah, and like in that Eastern game, when they ran their stuff to get their last shots, they were getting good looks, and it was bringing momentum for them every time. I think it was the last 3 quarters they had the last shot of each quarter. And scored.
Allen trapped near side, gets it out to Bryson Hunt, right side Buchanan, fires up a three, connects. Shot at the buzzer, no good, and that'll take us to the break. A 24-18 lead for the Dragons. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
There's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly. And be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
24-18 is our score after the first two quarters of tonight's district semifinal. 24-18, once again, Fairland out in front. Both teams shooting under 40% from the field through the first half. Yeah, and
Fairland got off to a really cold start and then kind of picked it up late in the first quarter and then really picked it up there in that second quarter, outscoring the Falcons 14-10 in the second quarter, mostly behind Brody Buchanan, who finished with 10 points in the quarter on 4 of 5 shooting. He's got 13 points, 5 of 8 from the field. All 3 misses are from 3, but he's also hit 3 threes. So you will take that if you are Coach Speed. Also 5 points from Chase Allen, including that 3 to end the first quarter. 2 points for Will Davis, Noah Markham, and Keegan Smith as well. So, like you said, under 40%, but they've really gotten going in the second quarter. They have 4 threes on the day. I believe it's 4 for 13. And for Minford, they have, been really stagnant offensively, in my opinion. And, they've gotten 7 points out of Miles Montgomery, 4 from Bennett Kaiser, 5 from Jackson Shoemaker, 2 from Troy Rhodes, and that's all the scoring that they've gotten so far. To me, Minford's they've got to do something to just get themselves going offensively, get different guys involved, because right now it's a lot of, hey, we're going to stand around and see what Miles does. And I think if you can get it to Kaiser in a beneficial spot, which could be anywhere from block to block. Same thing for Jackson Shoemaker. I think you use your size advantage inside, and then that's eventually going to open up the outside. But we'll kind of see this as they are a pretty patient team offensively when they have to make comebacks like this, as we've seen in a couple of games so far this year that we've done, where it felt like maybe they're out of the game, like in that Wheelersburg game, but then they had multiple chances to tie late in that game. So just kind of never know on that side if you're Minford. But, 1 for 9 from 3 is not going to win you any games. So, that's something they've definitely got to adjust for in this second half.
Minford looking to make it back to the district final, a game that, or I should say a title that evaded them a season ago, and has done just that since 1995, the last time they won a district title at Minford. Not the greatest record in the district tournament or at the Convo. 7-15 all-time in the district round, 4-11 here at the Convo. A little bit better for the Dragons. They have 15 consecutive seasons with a win in the tournament. 10 district titles all-time, most recently in 2022 when they took down South Point for the district title.
Yeah, they've been a program, I wouldn't say on the rise, because they've been pretty consistent for about the last 30 years. They've been a very strong program. They've made it to a state tournament within the last decade. They're a team that every year you're kind of surprised if they're not at the district level. Last year, it felt like they almost snuck up on South Point, lost because of a Caleb Lovely 3 at the buzzer that beat them in the district semifinal, or we would have seen them last year here against St. Trace. But this is a Fairland team that they've played a lot of games together, a lot of seniors. You still, I mean, your leading scorer right now is a junior with Brody Buchanan. You're also getting good minutes out of Keegan Smith, another junior, but for the most part, it's a lot of seniors on that team. For Minford, you've got the 2 seniors that play. Well, I guess there's only 2 seniors anyway, in Troy Rhodes and Jeff Pica, but neither one score a whole lot. And so you're relying on juniors to do a lot of your scoring and making a lot of things go. So maybe that could be the difference in this game. It's just a little more experience, even though these guys from Minford have played a ton of games together. It's still, a little bit older, seen it a little bit more if you're Fairland, and maybe that's what the difference has been so far through the first 16 minutes of gameplay.
And, of course, the winner will move on to the district final next Saturday, right back here at the Convocation Center. Game slated for a 6 p.m. start. Of course, I think 8:30. I'm not sure exactly what the start times are, but some 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:30, maybe even 8:45 next Saturday.
6. 4 and 6.
Second, 4 and 6.
Yeah, 2, 4, and 6.
The Division II games are at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
So.
Sometimes they'll clear out, but not really usually at the Convo because there's so many seats. I mean, I think it's like 13,000, which you take away the bottom, so that's probably 2,000 or 3,000. You can probably fit around 10 in here, and it is very rare to see it completely filled up. I can remember one time where I sat in the, I guess it would be the red seats if you think about the old Synergy Field, Riverfront Stadium for the Reds, the highest of the seats. I can think of one time, and it was Greenfield McLean against Chillicothe. It was Dante Jackson's senior year, who went on to play at Xavier and be really great. And then it was the year before Chillicothe won the state championship. They played a district championship game here at like 11 a.m. I got in here at 11 and was like 2 rows from the top. And it was worth every step of having to go up there because I think it went to double overtime, and it's a great game. So hopefully we get a finish like that in this one here tonight. This Minford team definitely has it in them to make a run. I just think they got to get some more consistency on the offensive end, because right now it's just kind of no continuous offense at all for them, as it's just kind of standing around waiting for someone to make a play.
Yeah, a little under 35% from the field, just over 10, 11.1% from beyond the arc. I'm sure that's something that Coach Shoemaker definitely addressed in the locker room during the break. It's a team that we've seen, for the most part, be fairly consistent from the three-point line. Yeah,
and usually they don't shoot a ton of threes, but they shoot it pretty well. Jackson Shoemaker he's only taken the 2, but like last year when we saw him, Jackson Shoemaker was knocking down several threes a game, and it's just it feels like he hasn't shot with the same confidence this year as he did a year ago. And last year they had Joe Hanna, who was also 6'7", so he was getting guarded a little bit differently last year. But still, he's got that in his bag that he can shoot it from deep. Kaiser hasn't shot a 3 in the last couple games we've had, but he can do it. Obviously we saw Miles make 1 3. He can also knock it down from deep. Now for Fairland, they've knocked down 4 threes, and 3 of those coming from Brody Buchanan, the other one at the end of the first quarter from Chase Allen. They don't have to rely on the 3, but they've got a variety of different guys that can hit it as well. Noah Markham obviously can hit it if you watch that Eastern Brown game. So this is 2 teams that can shoot it from deep, but I would like to see a little more attack of the paint if we're talking about Minford.
1:52 to go here at the break. We'll step aside for another quick moment. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new Pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
24-18 is our score at the break. 50 seconds left here in halftime. Both teams out of the locker room shooting around before the second half gets rolling. Of course, the winner will move on to the district final next Saturday night, 6 p.m. start time. They'll take on the winner of Ironton and North Adams, who will be playing a little bit later on tonight, slated for an 8:15 start. Expect that to be closer to 8:30 over on Good Guys Radio TV.
And talk about a clash of styles in that one, as Ironton is going to bully ball you. They've also got Sean Terry, the Notre Dame commit, who can just do a variety of things. Braden Streck over 1,000 points. But, man, that North Adams team, not very big, but, man, are they tough. They can all shoot it. I think that's going to be a must-watch game over there with the Good Guys, who are actually about, 12 feet from us? Should be fun.
First possession of the third quarter belongs to the Falcons. Troy Rhodes inbounding near side to Montgomery. Second half underway from the Convo.
See, and there's kind of what I was talking about at halftime. It's just not having the confidence to pull that shot like he would have a year ago.
Jeff Pika drives, kicks to Shoemaker. Underneath, Shoemaker brings it up top for two.
But that's very valuable right there. Shoemaker gets inside and scores. To me, that's where Minford's got to make a little bit of a run, is inside the paint.
Lead for Fairland cut down to 4. Their first trip on the offensive end this half. Will Davis, opposite hand, layup is good.
Yeah, both of his scores that came off pretty crossovers. Nice job there by the senior. He's got 4 to go along with 4 rebounds and 3 assists.
Lead back up to 6 for the Dragons. Second trip on the offensive end. Nice play by Noah Markham to force the takeaway. Will Davis on the break, rejected by Kaiser. Kaiser brings down the rebound. Rhodes pushes it ahead to Montgomery. Wide open layup on the other end.
Good find there by Troy Rhodes in transition. Good job by Miles Montgomery getting out and running.
26-22 lead for the Dragons. A little less than 90 seconds into the third. Keegan Smith, skip pass, Markham, corner 3, can't connect, rebound Rhodes. Up the far sideline, Pika looking underneath for Kaiser as Keegan Smith forces it out of bounds. It'll stay on this end with Minford.
Struggled on these entry passes, and that's one of the things that Fairland can do is make it very difficult on those entry passes inside. Yeah, you're undersized, but if you do it well, it makes it to where they can't get the ball in there either.
Rhodes now spinning inside, tough shot with the right hand, gets it to go.
4 now for Troy Rhodes. Nice move inside. Seniors able to cut it to 2.
26-24 Fairland. Allen steps inside the free throw line, off the back iron, won't go. Offensive rebound beyond the arc for Buchanan. Into the left corner, Keegan Smith connects from 3.
It's a big shot from Keegan Smith. He's got 5. I think that was Noah Markham that was able to keep that offensive rebound alive. Keeps possession going. Now they extend the lead back up to 5.
Backdoor lob, Kaiser up top, slams it down. What a play by the 6'6 junior.
Great lob there by Jeff Pika.
Now Markham on the other end, can't answer. Falcons beginning to show life. Montgomery down to Shoemaker, off the glass, can't get it to go, draws the foul. 2 shots coming up for the 6'4 junior.
I like dunks. That was fun. Going to be a 30-second timeout here for Fairland. Because now you got Jackson Shoemaker getting to the line where he's 1 for 1 so far tonight. Gets a chance to extend that and get themselves closer into this game. I think that's a good timeout right there also. Some coaches, like when a dunk happens, will call the timeout immediately. They got a good look at the top of the arc, didn't get it to fall. But sometimes you call that, and that's when the crowd really gets into a frenzy. They let the play go a little bit. There's a foul, so now you get another chance to regroup. Crowd's not as nuts as it would have been after, a lob and then an immediate timeout.
Second timeout tonight for Coach Nathan Speed. Still 3 remaining for the Dragons. I believe it's 2 fulls, 1:30 left. For the Dragons, 4 timeouts left for Minford.
And Minford 1 for 1 at the free throw line so far tonight, which is the only attempt so far of the game, where we had Wheelersburg win, going 7 for 22 in game 1.
2 free throws now for Shoemaker as he's unable to knock down the first. Remains a 3-point lead for Fairland. Second shot coming up for Shoemaker, a chance to cut the lead down to 2, which he's unable to do. Ball rolls out of bounds, last touching Kaiser. We'll go with the Dragons, 4:56 to go in the third. Davis feeding underneath to Markham. It's taken away by Pika. It was actually Keegan Smith on the inside. Now Montgomery driving the other way. Too strong off the glass, but draws the foul. 2 free throws coming up for the District 14 first team selection.
Yeah, first team All-Ohioan a year ago. Maybe hasn't had as dynamic of a season this year, but he still had a really good year. He's going to be close to 2,000 points by the time his career ends next year. And he's got a chance, he's got 9, he's got a chance to get in double figures, which would be the first member of the Falcons to do so.
First shot for Montgomery is good. Second shot now on the way and in.
11 now for Miles Montgomery.
Lead down to 1 for the Dragons. Right wing Allen. Puts it on the floor, crosses over, 15-footer. Won't go. Ball is loose in the paint, gets away from everybody as Miles Montgomery eventually corrals the loose ball.
If you ask him later, he's going to say he soared up to get that rebound.
Shoemaker driving, kicks it out to Glockner. Top of the key, Montgomery. He pumps, 15-footer for the lead. It's good.
Yeah, when Miles gets shooting with momentum going forward, he's really tough to stop. Nice pull up there to get their first lead since the first quarter for the Falcons. Only the second lead change.
Buchanan now driving the other way. 15-footer of his own, can't answer. Kaiser the rebound for the Falcons. Pika now driving baseline, cut off by Buchanan. Around the top of the key, back to Pika left side. Pika driving once again, loses the handle, out of bounds. Dragons take over.
Yeah, at some point, somebody besides Shoemaker, Kaiser, and Montgomery's got to do something in the offense to make them, make the defense accountable for you. Pika just goes hard, loses it out of bounds. It's his first turnover of the game to go with 4 rebounds and a couple of assists.
Feet inside to Hunt, left side, mid-range jumper for Laco is no good. Another rebound for Miles Montgomery. Skip pass up to Pika, pumps on the 3, puts it on the floor, driving, too strong off the glass as he draws the foul. 2 shots coming up for the 5'10 senior.
But the fact that he can shoot a little bit from the outside, does a good job with the ball fake there, drives hard, able to draw the foul. Get a chance to extend this lead a little bit more. first point of the night for the senior.
Second shot on the way for Pika as he sinks the pair.
Good minutes there for Pika.
Dragons take over, trailing by 3, 2:30 to go in the third. Right side of the floor with Laco, now top of the key, Allen. Allen, opposite of the screen, kicks it. Laco puts up a 3, yes!
And that all comes from that nice in and out dribble from Chase Allen. He's able to kick it out to the sophomore who buries the triple to tie us back up.
Big shot for Trevor Laco, 32 apiece. Montgomery for the lead, can't connect. Offensive rebound for Shoemaker. He's fouled on the putback. 2 shots coming up for Jackson Shoemaker.
Nice job just getting good position there for Shoemaker, but he missed his last 2 free throw attempts. 1 for 3 at the line so far tonight. 7 points and 4 boards for the junior. Make it 8. There's a 3rd foul on Chase Allen, so that's something that we could keep in mind as well. As he hasn't shot the ball very well tonight, but he's very dynamic and can make a lot of things happen, like he did on that drive and kick out to Laco for the 3.
(33-32), make it 34-32. Falcons out in front. Little under 2 minutes to go here in quarter number 3. Davis takes it to the right wing. Driving right side, cut off by Kaiser. Now Keegan Smith to Buchanan. Davis steps inside. 12-footer is no good. Troy Rhodes, the defensive rebound for the Falcons. Rhodes up the far sideline, looking to take it all the way. Skip past to Glockner. Now Montgomery, top of the key, called for the travel. That'll hand it back to Fairland, trailing by 2.
It's a little too quick right there. Probably should have just taken that shot. As really good drive and kick out by Troy Rhodes. I think Cade Glockner kind of fumbled a little bit, which is why he didn't go up with that shot quicker as well.
Buchanan, left elbow, connects. Ties it up at 34 all.
Yeah, when he gets going to his left, he's so quick. Nice job pulling up 15 now for the junior.
Buchanan called for the foul just shy of midcourt.
That's the 5th on the team, though. This is going to send Montgomery to the line for 2. I'm sure Coach Speed will probably let the officials know that it's 5-0 on the fouls, but Coach Shoemaker will not let them know that. Montgomery makes the first. Now 3 for 3 at the line on the night. 14 for the junior. All-Ohioan a year ago. I would venture to say he'll be an All-Ohioan once again this year.
2 for 2 on the trip for Miles Montgomery. Lead back up to 2 for Minford. 15 on the night for Miles Montgomery. Buchanan looking to the corner for Keegan Smith. It's taken away by Montgomery. On the drive, Montgomery off the top of the backboard, won't go. Rebound Smith. Buchanan looks to slow down the tempo. Entry pass right side to Markham.
With Fairland getting the ball to start the 4th, I wouldn't be surprised they hold for the last one here. They have knocked down a triple in each of the first 2 quarters in the waning seconds, so let's see if they can make it 3 for 3.
12 to shoot now for the Dragons. Buchanan guarded by Montgomery. Hesitates, drives, Laco, corner 3, puts it in! What a shot for Trevor Locko to send us to the fourth quarter of play with a 1-point lead for the Dragons. We're 3 quarters in. Dragons by 1, 37-36. Should make for a very entertaining final quarter of play. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Everyone, Mike Glockner.
I'm Brandon Callahan.
Of the all-new Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Service Center in Portsmouth, Ohio. We have a $39.95 oil change special going on right now. That includes a free tire rotation and free multi-point inspection. Schedule your appointment online at GlocknerCDJR@Portsmouth.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at OhioHealth left cancer in the dust.
(37-36) is our score after 3. A big shot from the 6-foot sophomore Trevor Locko in the waning seconds of the third to give the Dragons a 1-point lead headed into the final quarter of play.
Yeah, the big advantage in this game has been from the 3-point range for the Dragons. They are also 3 for 3 on threes within the last 3 seconds of the quarters so far. So I'm going to go ahead and say Minford probably doesn't want them to have the last shot of the game.
First possession of the quarter goes with the Dragons, up by 1. Buchanan over to Allen, who puts it on the floor, driving, feeds inside to Markham. His shot off the glass is good.
4th assist there for Chase Allen, back up to a 3-point lead. Good job cutting and finding the ball for Noah Markham.
Kaiser across the free throw line to Rhodes in the right corner. Back to Kaiser. Inside, fading away from about 10 feet. It's good.
Tough shot for Bennett Kaiser. That's only his 8th shot attempt of the game. He's got 8 points now as well. I think he's got to get a few more shot attempts if you're Minford.
Allen driving down the right side, kicks it out to Smith. Back to Buchanan, right side of the floor. Buchanan down the lane with the left hand, can't connect, rebound Rhodes. 2-on-2 break, Rhodes. Hop step inside with the right hand, just can't get it over the rim.
Really tough shot there from Rhodes.
Keegan Smith the rebound for the Dragons. Buchanan brings it across the timeline. Allen now driving as we have a whistle on the floor prior to the shot. So it'll be a baseline out of bounds play coming up for the Dragons with 6:24 to go in the quarter as Kate Glockner checks in for the first time this quarter. In for Rhodes.
I believe second foul on Miles Montgomery right there.
Right side, Locko fires up a 3, connects.
Get a hand on Trevor Locko. He's hit his last 3, 9 points for the sophomore in his biggest game of his career.
42-38 is our score. Full timeout for the Minford Falcons. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School Boys District Tournament Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at OhioHealth.
Second timeout tonight for the Falcons. 5:58 to go in the final quarter of regulation. 42-38 lead for the Fairland Dragons.
Yeah, Trevor Lacco has made some big shots, including his last three. 3 for 4 from deep. Once again, including the last three. Knocked one down midway through the third to end the third, and then that big shot right there to make it a 4-point game once again in favor of the Dragons.
Falcon basketball on the Dragon side of the floor. Glockner inbounds to Montgomery. Pika gives to Shoemaker. Top of the key three, off the backboard, won't go. Offensive rebound, Montgomery keeps the possession alive. Kaiser driving baseline as we have a whistle prior to the shot. It'll be the 6'1" junior Keegan Smith with his second foul tonight. Miles Montgomery inbounding baseline. Into Kaiser, free throw line, jumper is good for Bennett Kaiser.
Yeah, Kaiser hadn't done a lot of scoring, but he's got 4 of his 10 on back-to-back possessions. I think you got to get him the ball a little bit more.
Feed underneath to Lacco. Back to Smith.
Very close to being out.
Allen double team near side, gets it to Lacco, rejected by Kaiser. Rebound Montgomery on the break, Montgomery, reverse layup won't go. Put back is good for Bennett Kaiser, but we'll have a foul presumably on the shot by Montgomery before the Kaiser putback. So take the shot off the board for Kaiser. 2 free throws coming up for Miles Montgomery.
That could have been fun if he threw that off the glass. Maybe you don't do it with 5 minutes left in the district semi, but maybe that's a regular season move.
Nonetheless, 2 shots for Montgomery, chance to tie it up at 42. On the way to doing just that as he knocks down the first. Second shot now for Miles Montgomery is good, 42 all, with 5:10 to go in the quarter.
6 for 6 at the line as Minford's going to go back into their zone a little bit here.
Lacco double teamed near side. It's taken away by Montgomery. On the break, Miles Montgomery lays it off the glass and in for the lead. Timeout Fairland. It will be a full. And we'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Boys District Tournament Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie & Son Trucking, each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at OhioHealth.
Third timeout tonight for Coach Nathan Speed, currently trailing the Minford Falcons 44-42 with a little under 5 minutes to go here in quarter number 4.
Yeah, 6-0 run for the Falcons. Got a jumper from Bennett Kaiser, a pair of free throws from Miles Montgomery, and then that rip and layup for Montgomery right there. The last 2 came, well, the 2 free throws came off of a monstrous block from Bennett Kaiser, but the last one comes from forcing the turnover, and I like that they're going to go back to man here, but I would probably look at that zone again, because obviously they're going to make an adjustment to it right now.
Chase Allen puts it on the floor, cut off by Montgomery. Buchanan from 15, off the front iron, won't go. Shoemaker the rebound for the Falcons. Big thank you to Kenneth Hay for making the trip down here to Athens to run the scoreboard for us here tonight. Did a great job in game number 1. Here's Kaiser underneath. Drops it in for 2. Lead is extended to 4 for Minford.
He's got 12, 6 in this quarter. Good find there by Miles Montgomery.
Davis now on the other side draws the foul on Bennett Kaiser.
Yeah, Kaiser just get 2 hands into him on that. If he uses one, it's probably not going to get called. But the 2 hands kind of controls the offensive player, makes it a pretty simple call for the official.
First foul tonight for Bennett Kaiser.
Now it looks like they're going to go back to that trapping zone. Good find.
Davis into Buchanan. Looking backdoor for Bryson Hunt. Pass is tipped away. Minford comes away with the turnover.
See if Minford wants to run a little clock here.
Pass to Kaiser, driving, shot off the glass is no good. Kaiser an offensive rebound, put back is good.
Now 4 for 5 in the quarter is Bennett Kaiser, and oh wow.
Untimely turnover for the Dragons on the other end. Hands it right back to Minford.
And we're going to see another timeout.
Fourth timeout tonight for the Dragons. It will be a full, and we'll take another quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Boys District Tournament Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at SOSAOhio.com.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at OhioHealth.
48-42 is our score. 3:40 left in regulation. Currently a 10-0 run for the Falcons.
Yeah, they changed some things up defensively, and it seems like they've gotten Fairland a little frazzled. A couple of just untimely turnovers for Fairland in a row, and that's going to set up Minford with the ball underneath their basket with a chance to take their biggest lead of the game on a basket here.
Montgomery into Kaiser. He works inside. Shot with the right hand is good, and the foul. Bennett Kaiser, a chance for a 3-point play.
Bennett Kaiser coming alive in the fourth. 16 points for the junior. Only had 6 coming into the fourth quarter. And he has completely taken over this game here in the closing minutes.
Shot from Kaiser is good. The lead is up to 9.
We'll say the shooting ability Fairland has and the guard play, they're not out of this game, but they got to get some scores and then start getting some stops as well.
Chase Allen drives. Foul on the floor. It'll be the second tonight on Bennett Kaiser.
Going to get some boost, but that's similar to the Chase Allen foul on the dive earlier, where maybe you don't see it as normally a foul, but he doesn't go down without the additional help there from Kaiser.
Smith fakes the pass, looking to the right side for Laco as he's fouled on the floor. 4th
team foul now.
Minford out in front, 51-42, a 9-point lead for the Falcons, while only shooting 9.1% from beyond the arc.
Yeah, they've done it by attacking, and that's the biggest thing for them, attacking, getting to the line, and knocking down the free throws when they've got there.
Buchanan into Laco for 3, this time can't hit. Troy Rhodes the rebound for Minford.
Oh, that sucks.
Nearly a turnover for the Falcons as it bounces off an official pass from Rhodes to Montgomery. Nonetheless, it'll be a 30-second timeout for the Falcons.
Yeah, unfortunate bounce there for Fairland, but they are part of the court. So, I mean, you don't see it very often, but it does happen. And usually when it happens, they're more in the play. But, like, he's so far behind the play that's just one of those very unfortunate bounces. But, yeah, it's currently a 13-0 run here for the mighty Minford Falcons, and all of it coming from Bennett Kaiser and Miles Montgomery, as those two have taken over this quarter. Mostly Bennett Kaiser, as he's got 11 in the quarter. 4 from Miles Montgomery. Nobody else has scored in the quarter for the Falcons. But they're showing why they're first-team all-district players, because both of them can just really go get it. Kaiser hasn't been as dominant on the glass as we've seen him. I mean, he's got 6 boards to go along with his 17 points, but he's blocked 2 or 3 shots. Actually, I've got him for 4 blocks. And he also had that ridiculous backdoor alley-oop.
Under 3 minutes to go, a 9-point lead for Minford. Montgomery to Rhodes, baseline drive, Rhodes up with the right hand, draws contact and the foul.
Yeah, just keep going to the basket if you're Minford, because at the very least you're going to get fouled. And more than likely, even if you miss, it's not going to lend itself to a long rebound like a three-pointer would. First trip to the line for Rhodes, he's got 5, so he's 0 for 1 at this point.
Rhodes unable to knock down the second free throw. Now coming up for the 6'2 senior, he puts it in.
5 points, 4 boards.
Davis now pushing the tempo the other way, can't answer. Offensive rebound for Laco. Keeping the possession alive for the Dragons. Allen now drives. Whistle prior to the shot. It'll be a foul on Jeff Pica.
It's going to go to 2 shots, though, for the Dragons. So that's the 5th team foul.
It's his first personal foul. It's the 15th foul. Double bonus for Chase Allen.
Only 5 points for the 1,000-point scorer for Chase Allen. He misses the first.
One for 2 on the trip for Allen.
Stops the 14-0 run.
Montgomery double team near half court, gets it out to Shoemaker. Both teams looking to move on to the district final next Saturday night. Jeff Pica near side, his trap ball is loose on the floor, bodies flying everywhere. Montgomery eventually comes up with the loose ball, and we'll have a timeout for the Falcons. Full timeout for the Falcons. We'll take a break. You're watching Ohio High School Boys District Tournament Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
There's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Parmar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Parmar has it. Download the Parmar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Parmar Rewards Card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
This presentation of high school sports on Southern Ohio Sports Authority is brought to you in part by your local McDonald's. McDonald's proudly supports all area athletes again this season. Visit your local McDonald's in Chillicothe, Circleville, Greenfield, and Waverly. And be sure to check out SOSA's newly relaunched podcast, Overtime, presented by McDonald's.
(52-43) is our score. A little over 2 minutes left in regulation. Minford basketball after using their 4th timeout this afternoon.
Yeah, a good timeout there for Coach Shoemaker. Really good hustle by all the fellows on the court there. But, man, when Jeff Pekin Jack Shoemaker get on the floor, it's going to be tough to rip the ball away from those two.
Pika inbounds to Shoemaker, who hands it off to Montgomery. Montgomery triple teamed around half court as he's fouled.
Chase Allen's fourth.
Should be 2 shots for Miles Montgomery.
15 double bonus. Miles Montgomery.
6 for 6 at the line for Montgomery. You're welcome, Fairland.
Second shot for Montgomery is good.
2 minutes. 2 minutes to the district final.
Allen left side 3, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound for Allen underneath. Inside, ball is loose.
No ball call.
As we'll have a jump ball signaled.
Falcon possession.
It'll go with the Falcons, 1:43 left in the fourth.
And also shout out the Towel kids, the kid with the squeegee and whatnot. Those dudes have been paying attention today. Been out drying up the court every dead ball.
Shoemaker now inbounding underneath into Pika. Up the near sideline is fouled. 2 shots on the other end for Miles Montgomery.
I know Jeff Pika knocked down his first 2, but I think you got to foul him immediately. But that's kind of the risk you take with someone with 4 fouls in right there with Chase Allen with 4. He's probably not going to give that foul immediately. But as we've seen multiple times this year, there's no reason not to foul early. Now, Fairland's got to knock down some shots. If they don't knock down shots, this is just going to keep extending. But you force them to make free throws and give yourself more possessions as well.
Buchanan now driving the other way, fading away from the short range. His shot is good.
17 now for Buchanan.
Kaiser gets it across half to Troy Rhodes, who I believe is fouled.
Yes.
So Rhodes will head to the line for 2 shots.
I think Brody Buchanan might have been yelling to foul right there as he went over, tried to do it himself. But Rhodes, 1 for 2 at the line. He's got 5 points. Make that 2 for 3.
Second shot on the way for Rhodes. Rolls in.
And that's how you stop a comeback, by making your free throws.
12-point lead for the Falcons. Buchanan right side 3, can't connect. Offensive rebound, Will Davis. Allen now drives. Long 2 off the front iron. Kaiser the rebound for Minford. Foul up the near sideline. It'll be Keegan Smith as Troy Rhodes heads back to the line for 2 more shots.
Number 13, Keegan Smith with his 4th personal foul. Troy Rhodes at the line.
7 points tonight for Rhodes, make it 8 now.
Made his last 4 free throws after missing that first one. 4 for 5 now for the senior.
Splitting the pair, offensive rebound, Kaiser. 2 more free throws coming up for the Falcons as they look to close in on this district semifinal win over the Fairland Dragons.
Yeah, that'll about do it. You got to get the offensive board on that situation.
Kid blocker in for Jackson Shoemaker.
So I think someone just fouled out.
Elijah Kipp checks in for the 6'1 junior Keegan Smith.
It was Smith that fouled out. He fouls out with 5 points, 6 rebounds on the night.
First free throw for Kaiser is no good. Oh of 2 on the trip for Bennett Kaiser. Will Davis the rebound. Davis drives, rejected by Kaiser. Rebound Montgomery. Big time block for the junior. Skip pass over to Pika left side. Now Rhodes in the corner. Falcons looking to play keep away here in the final 15 seconds of the regulation.
Great second half from Minford after a kind of pedestrian first half. Outstanding second half as they win it 40-21 in the second half with a 13-point win.
58-45 is our final. As Lou Horvath said, the Minford Falcons are headed back to the Convo next Saturday night. We will take on the winner of North Adams and Ironton in a district final here at the Convo. We'll take a quick break. You're watching Ohio High School Boys District Tournament Basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
Richer. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at OhioHealth.
58-45 is our final from the Convocation Center. Minford moving on to the district final next Saturday night. 6 p.m. start time. They'll take on the winner of the next game here at the Convo. You can check it out on Good Guys Radio TV. North Adams and Ironton, the 3-11 seeds in the district tournament. Should be a fun one. We had a chance to catch Ironton last Saturday when they took down Chesapeake in the sectional final to advance to tonight's contest. I'm sure Minford will be watching very closely to this upcoming game.
I would say they will not be going home until after that one's finished. But for Minford, after a Trevor Laco 3, midway through, or not midway, about 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter, Fairland led 42-38. Final score 58-45, a 20-3 run to end the game for Minford. And it was just lights out. They got from their big 2, they got some extra help as well. It was just a really, really impressive finish to the game for Minford. They were led by Miles Montgomery with 22 points. He also had 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Really good all-around game for Montgomery. Maybe his best game that we've seen him play this year overall. I think it's his 3rd highest scoring out of the game, but I thought he just had a really good overall game today. 17 points from Bennett Kaiser, 8 rebounds, a minimum of 5 blocks, including that one in the last minute. That was pretty ridiculous. He had 11 points in the fourth quarter. Outstanding effort from Bennett Kaiser. Jackson Shoemaker with 9 points. 9 points, he had 5 rebounds, a good overall game for Shoemaker. Kind of got himself righted a little bit after that Wheelersburg game that we had earlier. Troy Rhodes with 8 points, 2 points for Jeff Pika. The seniors do a good job of contributing, getting that big 10 points from those two. And then Cade Glockner didn't score, but he had a couple of big steals, including one late in the game as well. So for Fairland, a nice little run comes to an end. They were led by junior Brody Buchanan with 17 points, 13 in the first half. He only took one three-point attempt in the second half, and the fact Minford was able to eliminate that from his game in the second half, to me, was the biggest difference for them defensively. 9 points for Trevor Lacco. The sophomore hit 3 threes, including a couple of big ones there late in the third and then early in the fourth. 6 points and 5 assists for Chase Allen. 5 points, 6 rebounds for Keegan Smith. 4 points, 6 rebounds, 3 assists for Will Davis, and then 4 points for Noah Markham. So just really outstanding second half for Minford as they just kind of ran away at the very end as well. It looked like they were going to have to scratch a claw for every minute, and then about a 4-minute stretch, they just blew the game open.
Fun night for us here at the Convo. Big thank you to Kenneth A. for making the trip down. You can check out stories and photos at SOSAOhio.com, assuming they'll be uploaded
very
sometime
shortly
tonight or maybe even into the early morning tomorrow. Big thank you to all of our winter sports live stream sponsors, the Glockner family of dealerships, Parmar Stores, Willie & Son Trucking, McDonald's, the Schmidt Family Restaurant Group, and Horizon. Also be sure to check out this upcoming week's episode of Overtime presented by McDonald's. It will release on Tuesday, more than likely before noon. We'll discuss all of this week's contest as well as the upcoming district finals next weekend, which we will also have right here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth. Both Division IV District Finals from the Convo on Friday night and both Division III District Finals from the Convo Saturday night. You can find right here once again on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.
Yeah, and we appreciate the people here at the Convo taking care of us today. We got a great seat. Like you said, Kenneth Hay coming down and helping us out as always, as he's been, an all-star this year, and we're going to have to find probably a new one next year, as he's going to be moving down here to take over to kind of what our Carson Francis did after last year. So
we're taking applications.
Yeah.
If you're interested in camera work as a future profession.
Yeah, and if you've worked for the Paints, that probably helps too, because that tends to be what we end up gathering. But yeah, we really appreciated last year what Carson Francis did. He'll be giving updates for this next game, as well as writing a story tonight for this North Adams and Ironton game coming up. And really, yeah, we just appreciate all our photographers. I know Raymond got to come down here last night for the Fairfield game. Make sure to check out his photos. They just got released during the game. It was one of the only things that I was able to see on my phone. But yeah, just outstanding games today. We appreciate the hospitality here at the Convo, and we look forward to doing it a couple more times next week.
And once again, you can check out this upcoming game between North Adams and Ironton over on Good Guys TV and radio. It's on YouTube. I'm assuming you can check it out on your radio as well if you would prefer to watch it that way. Once again, our final from this evening, Minford 58, Fairland 45. That'll do it for our coverage this afternoon from the Convo. Dewey Daly and John Bruce signing off on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by OhioHealth.